everything, just gone. And then we really got sad because even in the Atlantic Ocean, we expected to be able to catch fish. And it was
pretty far from Asia.
5,000 miles of sailing. What was our passage days? 10 plus
It was 12
8,
plus 4 plus 12.
Let's say 20-something days of sailing. We didn't catch one fish. And maybe our hearts were kind of half into it, but we pulled the lure most of the time. But we were really surprised that we didn't even get anything.
Yeah,
And we're doing the same techniques that we've done in every ocean before with the same success. And I don't know, I think they're not looking good. I think it's
changing quite fast too.
Yeah, and actually we've heard the same thing from quite a few other people as well, that it's just okay that
last
not only are
years.
you catching less, but what you do catch is also smaller.
And then what's really scary is the speed that it's happening, because normally you hear those stories and you always hear, 20 years ago, or when I was a kid, or something like that, right? And now it's like, that
5 years
was
ago.
4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
We were
Yeah,
catching
for sure.
fish,
And
and now there's nothing.
when you go to local villages that are net fishing, their catch has gone from, fish this big, which were typical reef fish to catch, and now they're catching like aquarium-sized
like
fish.
just baby Nemos,
And you
like-
go and you see on a market table, and you're like, oh, that's bad. That's really bad.
Yeah.
And so we've almost stopped eating seafood, actually. I mean, very rarely just as a special treat, but we've really, because nobody's putting anything back, right? People, if you eat a chicken, somebody grows a chicken. If you eat a cow, somebody, raises another cow, and that has its own problems for the environment with land and pollution and everything. But nobody's putting fish back in the ocean. It's just take all the time. And it's catching up.
And I also think that the ocean and sailing, like sometimes I think if you look at our videos, it might seem very nice and that it's like for everybody, but I really don't think it is. And I mean, we had one couple that we met in Sweden, and they wanted to go sailing, and they actually bought I don't think it was a Mel.
Yeah, it was a 46, a Sharky.
Sharky, a Mel. And they went sailing, and they sailed across the Atlantic to the Caribbean, and they were like, no, this is
not for us.
what we thought it was gonna be. They just sold the boat and took into a hotel and flew right back to Sweden. We're like, that wasn't at all what we thought. And that's a great experience too, right? They tried and they were like,
Yeah.
this is actually not at all what we
It's
thought.
not a failure, it's a step in the right
Yeah,
direction.
but
Exactly,
there's
right?
lots of different sailing too. Like you don't
Yeah.
have to cross an ocean. You can sail coastally. You can sail within islands. You can.
Weekends,
Does they have any
anything.
experience of a good experience of sailing before?
Yeah. They were sailors.
They love sailing their boat around the Stockholm archipelago.
Yeah.
Um,
I think it was just the living on board with a small child crossing an ocean, constant, you can't even go home if it's raining, and if it gets really hard weather, you're in it. And I think that was just something that they weren't really interested in. So maybe just weekend sailing is better,
Yeah.
But that's cool too.
There is not a recipe for everyone.
No.
The same recipe for everyone.
Yeah. Or just go camping and watch the sunrise or the sunset, It's cool
Yeah.
too. It's something different.
I mean, we've always done different things. We had family, Karen's family has came out.
Yeah.
We've had friends that have joined, and some people we've met along the way. Just were cool people and happened to fit together, and then before you know it, we're sailing together. And then I guess most recently we've kind of done different things where we've run like a competition. So for everyone who watches around the world, we told them to send in a 60-second video of why they should be crew on Delos. And then we sat down over the period of 4 days, and we had a bottle of rum, and we just watched through all of these videos, and we each jotted down
it
things
was
we
like
liked.
400 plus submissions. It was crazy.
It was so much fun, and it was
And some of them were like 5 minutes. They didn't listen to the 60-second or less rule. We're like, dude, we love it, but
Yeah. The biggest thing that came out of that process, of course we were supposed to pick one winner. We ended up having 5 different people, and Lisa's one of them now who's with us.
Yeah.
But one of the coolest things for me was every video that I watched would give me chills, and it's such a humbling experience that there's people out there willing to drop everything and come be a part of something. And I don't know, it's really cool. It's kind of the change that we're talking about, how you can influence somebody to be inspired to do something different, whether it's sailing or mountain biking or anything. To see all these people's faces saying, I'm ready to come sail on Delos, and for these reasons, it was a really humbling experience. And then Alex has got on board. She's watched videos and sent us an email, and then we answered it back and got her a good feeling, whether it's the universe connecting or something.
Were they supposed to know how to edit videos?
No,
That was never a requirement.
No,
it was not
never.
even sailing. No sailing experience. It doesn't matter. You just have to be like open
sailing
to new
experience is like the least for us. It's
Like,
like,
you have to be a cool person. You
Yeah.
have to be able to live in a confined space, and you have to have a positive attitude and be willing to try like things without grumbling about them. Like, living on
And
a sailboat
okay
is
to
not
be
so
in
easy.
front of the camera because we do film everything. So
Yeah.
we're like, if you really don't want to be on camera,
Yeah.
it's gonna be hard for you, you know.
Yeah,
So
this is not your
that's-
place.
But you don't know
I mean, we're-
if you don't know how to film or sail, it doesn't matter.
I think you can definitely understand better when NASA try to make people live together in a small space.
Oh, yeah,
when you
yeah.
live in a boat,
Like
you
in
know
the space
exactly
station.
what is happening there.
yeah, but
More
then
intense.
That's a
but
pretty cool view, but I guess we have the beach. They don't really have much.
no.
For a spacewalk.
Esse é um corte de um vídeo maior que você pode assistir clicando aqui nesse quadro. E se você gostou bastante do conteúdo, inscreva-se no canal e ative o sininho para você saber quando a gente lança outros vídeos.